Steph, Paul Antunes, ESPN Brazil. Early on in the postseason, you had some good games. You also had some games where maybe you didn't shoot the ball as well, and then KD gets hurt. And you're just basically a monster out there, and I mean that in a great sense. Just scoring 33 in that second half against Houston, and then it seems like every other game here is either 36 or 37 points. What changed for you mentally? It seems like there was maybe a different gleam in your eye there in the last few games, and congratulations on the 5th appearance consecutively in the finals.
Appreciate it. I mean, obviously the situation called for more aggressiveness. The way KD was playing up until, the time he got hurt, we had a certain balance and a certain look as a team. And I think every guy took the challenge, when he went out to step up and play a little bit more aggressive. Myself, Draymond, what he did in the series is unbelievable. Clay on both ends of the floor. And then the collection of bench guys and role guys that really helped us in the series. Everybody knew what the challenge was, and every game we hit the reset button and knew it was going to be another dogfight, no matter what the score was, how many points we got down, play 48 minutes. And I think we just played with confidence. We've been here before and have been through a lot of different experiences, and championship mentality showed down the stretch tonight, and just found a way to get it done in advance.
Steph, John Dickinson, 95.7 The Game in San Francisco. Just what does it mean to you to reach a 5th straight finals? It's something that hasn't been done since the Celtics dynasty. I mean, just to kind of put that into context if you can.
I mean, it's really hard. We understand, one, how hard it is to win a playoff game versus, let alone a series, and sustain this level of success. I mean, honestly, even after 2016 and having that, terrible feeling in our gut walking off the floor, being able to bounce back and just have that resiliency. And I think the way that we play, we don't take anything for granted. Every single night, especially when you get to the playoffs, there's a hunger about us. And whether we win or lose, we take pride in how we play. And 5 straight finals and the historic nature of what that is kind of crazy to think about. We want to enjoy it. We know 4 more wins defines your season, winning a championship, so got to stay locked in.
Front row here on the left.
Steph Reuven, Barrel Hoops, Israel. Throughout the playoff, you were able to win on the road. Going to the finals where for the first time you won't have home court, do you see it as an advantage or disadvantage? The ability to win on the road and not having home court?
I think there's talk last year when we went to Houston in the Western Conference Finals without home court that it was a different experience for us, and we obviously answered the call on that. So I wouldn't say it's an advantage because the term is home court advantage, but Game 7 and having that at home. But for us, having been there, 5 straight times, and whoever we play will be their first time in a while. Like, we got to be able to come in Game 1 with the right mindset. We have plenty of time to talk about that, in the next 10 days. But last year's Western Conference Finals will definitely help us in terms of having that experience, having started on the road. We won Game 1 and figure it out from there.
Front row on the right, please.
Steph, Jeffrey Ciano with the Oregonian. Can you talk about how the team was able to turn up the defense in the 4th quarter and overtime to win the game?
Honestly, that's been the MO of this entire series. Our second half defense has been phenomenal, and being able to sustain that, down the stretch and just make them take tough shots. Obviously, it could have gone a different way. They could have made them, and whatever the case is. But our level of focus and energy on that end of the floor was phenomenal. It was winning, basketball on that end of the floor. And our main guys, Draymond, Clay, even Kevon tonight was spectacular on that end of the floor. anytime we had a chance to leave our imprint on that end of the floor and give ourselves a chance to win, we did that.
Second row on the right.
Steph, Mark Schwartz, ESPN, you talk about the hunger that is in your group. What creates that hunger, and how much does trust play into all of what you guys accomplish when you're down as much as you're down in games in this series?
I mean, I think as much as we've been here and nothing's really new at this point, we still don't, like I said, take anything for granted. We understand how hard it is to win at this level, and we don't want it to end. Personally, as long as we can control it. So a night like tonight where you're up 3-0, they go on a crazy run in the second half. A lot of teams would have said, you know what, we'll just get them game 5 and go home and rely on our home crowd. But the trust, using your word in terms of knowing that everybody was going to play until the horn sounded at the end of the fourth quarter or tonight overtime, allowed us to dig deep and find just a way to win. So you can sit here and talk about every single guy that stepped foot on the floor tonight that came with that mentality. And we walk off the court with some fancy hats and celebrating, a 5th straight finals, and it's a pretty special moment.
Last question, second row left.
Steph, Tom Ward, Coin TV. When I asked Clay what the difference between the 4 games in the regular season where you split with these guys was between the 4 games here in the postseason, he said the key word there was regular, like regular season. Is that where you guys are like flipping the switch or finding another gear? Is that the way you see it?
I mean, honestly, the only game that I think we struggle is the one that was right before All-Star break. We were kind of checked out. Myself included, I was going back to Charlotte, all that type of stuff. But there's a different intensity in the playoffs just naturally because, it's win or go home. And we know how to find that next gear. And it comes with the experiences that we've been through. It's so hard over 82 games to elevate to that level on a nightly basis, but when it matters most, we have nights like tonight where we just find a way and take team's best shots and run with it. So proud of everybody that help make this a reality to be back in the finals and 4 more wins and, get back to celebrating.